Welcome to a brand new episode of the Post Game. I'm your host, Davion. I'm joined by Oronde.
What up?
And Lillian.
Yeah.
How are y'all doing?
Pretty
We
good.
chilling on the clock.
Yeah, the absolute life that you live. But yeah, today's question that we're going to be talking about is if you could pick any athlete to give their career a restart, who would you pick?
I think my number one overall pick would be Sean Oakman.
Okay. Lillian?
This is a really underrated one. I'd go Greg Oden.
Okay. See, I was still on Michael Vick.
I don't think restarting his career changes what he does.
Well, okay. Let me tell you why. I feel like me personally, like Michael Vick was like, I feel like he had the most potential to be so good. He went to jail for 2 years, came back and still was so good. So imagine in his prime, he was out of jail. I mean, you had to make a couple different life choice decisions, yes, but I mean, if he made those different life decisions and he played, his full career straight through, I feel like he would have been. I mean, the argument of is Cam the best rushing quarterback of all time is stopped because of Michael Vick going to jail. Like Michael Vick would have probably won a Super Bowl, maybe an MVP, but I mean, he got he made a couple of decisions. So I feel like if I could change one thing, Michael Vick, don't do that dumb stuff that you're doing. Just go play some football and keep your head out of the streets. And I feel like Michael Vick would have been like the best. But in our chat, this question was asked, and here's a list that one of the guys said. He said RG3, Tim Tebow, Colin Kaepernick, interesting, Isaiah Thomas, Westbrook, D Rose, Andrew Luck, and Phillip Rivers. So I feel like Phillip Rivers, no. I mean, there's not much that you could have changed about his career. I mean, he
Unfortunately, he just always had one of the worst defenses around him too.
Yeah, and he hit his ceiling. I mean, the Chargers.
The pain of being a Charger.
Yeah. I mean, we're seeing Herbert getting shafted right now on the Chargers, but that's another conversation for another day. I mean, Andrew Luck.
I would love to see Luck in a better mental space where he wouldn't have to step away from football.
Those concussions dropped him down, and he was out. D Rose. I mean, that's
on everybody's list, but I think that's a gimme.
He could have been different if he waited if he got hurt 2 years later and that new ACL surgery came out.
Also F his coach for playing him 40 minutes a game for the first 3 years.
Dude,
yeah,
Tom Thibodeau was
wild. Westbrook is questionable to me. Like, what can you change about his career? Nothing.
What can you
about his career is you convince Durant and Harden to
stick around? Yeah,
if you don't,
that would be.
Durant stays.
But he would have to change his selfishness in order for them to have
that would help with his selfishness because he has those star caliber players around him for longer, rather than him being the number one guy and having to force his hand.
Just a few years after that, I mean, he got Paul George had an MVP caliber season.
I mean, valid point, but they still didn't go nowhere. Isaiah Thomas, I don't know about that one.
Isaiah Thomas could.
Isaiah Thomas hurt really hip, right? He had this hip surgery.
Yeah, here's his hip.
Yeah,
you really can't change anything for Isaiah Thomas.
Yeah,
they just hate short people.
Who, me?
No, the NBA is biased against short people.
Oh yeah. Especially these days. Colin Kaepernick, I don't understand that take.
I mean,
I get it, but
he'd already hit a ceiling.
Yeah.
And so it was like one of those things where it's like not much can change at that point. Tim Tebow, he hit his ceiling pretty fast. I mean, him and RG3, I think, are on the same caliber. Like him, RG3, and what's the kid's name? Johnny Manziel. I roped them three into the same category. Like,
I don't know. I would love to see a good 10-year stretch of healthy RG3.
Oh, yeah. Agreed. Completely agree.
I think RG3. I think I would separate them from Tebow and Cap.
I mean, RG3. conversation of best rushing quarterback of all time.
If
He
he
could have.
didn't get hurt,
Yeah.
I'm also just biased towards RG3. So
I
But-
was too. I feel like because that was at our middle school days. Whenever RG3 was out there ripping and running, like that's all I remember. It was great. He was great. But to y'all's picks, who wants to start?
I'll go first. My 3 is Sean Oakman, Aaron Hernandez, and Calvin Johnson.
Oh,
Wait, who?
Those are my
Calvin?
3.
oh,
Yeah, Calvin.
oh. Okay, so go ahead. I'll let you continue because I don't want to say anything about the second one.
So for Sean, unfortunately, got hit with a really bad accusation that took him out of contention for going to the NFL. Now you could say that he's doing pretty well for himself. He's playing in the CFL. He just won a championship and an MVP. Like
Yeah,
bro's doing fine now,
MVP or whatever.
but that derailed all the hype, all the work, and all the effort that he put in, all for it to be false. And I think he had an NFL chance, more money, more notoriety,
Yeah.
probably even a better player. Now, as for my second guy, bro, him and Gronk would have been unstoppable for so much longer. Brady might have 8 rings. He probably could have beat Eli.
Yeah, right.
Like, hey, watch it.
My bad. Apologize. I apologize.
He just a little too messed up in the head. Just a little too messed up in the head. Given another chance, though, easily Hall of Fame tight end career. And number 3, Mr. Johnson. If he just didn't go to the previously shitty Lions organization,
Previously, hey, they haven't done nothing yet. All right, relax.
they still owe him money. Give him his money.
Yeah, I mean, I will give them credit. They learned from their mistakes though, and let Stafford go because Stafford would have retired early too.
1,000%. Would not have gotten his well-deserved ring in LA.
I mean, something I would say is Megatron is still a Hall of Famer.
Yeah, for sure.
Regardless.
Yeah,
I think it's just him getting a ring would have pushed him over that line of like first ballot or not. And yeah, I wish he did get one though, man. He was unstoppable. Like they would double him at the line. Like hello,
Straight up double him at the line.
that was crazy. It was so amazing to watch. I have a football card of Calvin Johnson, and it's like one of my favorites.
I have a gold Wes Welker card.
Well, I got 800 cards up. Might be more than that up there. Made some mess.
Oh, I do have another good one.
Probably more than 800 actually.
Ryan
Nope.
Shazier,
Oh
man,
Ryan Shazier.
yeah.
he was so good.
As
And
much
it
as
was
I dislike the terrible towel.
just such an unlucky hit.
Oh yeah.
It's just he could have been one of the best linebackers of all time, easily.
Agreed.
There's also a catalyst for NFL's care for health.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I mean, after that injury, we saw a boom when it comes to like NFL and like the way players are like taken care of. Even though I mean, this season we've seen concussion protocol go backwards on numerous occasions, but I think we've definitely seen like a big leap after that Ryan Shazier went down. But I don't know,
Also,
man.
shout out Nelson Aguilar.
Yeah.
Yeah,
helping.
good point.
For getting Devontae off the field.
Oh yes. I was talking about for like the pick. Yeah, no, that's big. I mean, the referees have to do a better job. I mean, referees right now in the NBA and in the NFL have been awful.
How'd they line him up properly, but not Terry McLaurin? That's beyond me.
But like, have you seen like the video is ridiculous? Like he
Yeah.
like threw his thumb up, like am I set? And he was like, yeah, you're set. And then he adjusted and threw it up again. And I guess on that second adjustment, he didn't get a thumbs up, but it looked like he did. And It's just
No, he
ridiculous.
did. He nodded at him, stared
Yeah,
at him.
exactly.
Yeah,
And it's
like-
just ridiculous that we're watching such
Say
terrible
what?
football. We're watching just terrible refereeing right now in all
Yeah, but-
sports.
with that Devontae Parker, sorry, like that's the job of like the medical spotter, and how the spotter doesn't see that at all is worrying.
Bro literally couldn't stand up and they didn't see it.
Hmm.
Ridiculous.
Like if it had like taken them a second to see it, like he's in the huddle and they see it, like that man lined up, and they were about to snap the ball.
Absolutely ridiculous. He's on protocol this week, and it's like they need to. NFL needs to be better. They need to do better. Any more picks y'all have for who you want to see who you want to see a restart for an NFL career?
This one's gonna sound sort of crazy. Antonio Brown, man.
I rock with it.
I'm
That-
okay with it. I mean, he
I'm so okay with that. I was an Antonio Brown fan right after his after he tried to decapitate the Cleveland punter.
oh my
The thing
God,
about
that was crazy.
Antonio Brown is like Antonio Brown was always a bit of an asshole, but like he was never crazy.
Yeah,
But ever since that hit from Vontez Perfect, he's done
Man,
outlandish.
I wish Devontae never played, to be honest with you.
He's so dirty.
He was worse than Sue and Incognito.
He was good, but he was so dirty.
y'all remember Cortland
Speaking-
Finnegan?
Mm,
Bro,
That's
I
absolutely
loved
insane.
him. I loved him so much. He was so mean and just disrespectful, and for some reason,
It-
I loved it.
Did y'all
And
hear
Dom-
that story from Juju about Antonio?
No,
About how like Tomlin hates players being late, and Antonio was always the last one to practice. So Juju showed up late one day after Antonio, and Tomlin said, "I'll fine you so hard you'll lose your entire contract."
oh, I did.
So he
Yeah,
never
I
showed
did.
up late again.
Actually, I did hear that.
Yeah, no, but Ndamukong Suh, he might get comeback player of the year if he keeps playing
He,
so well.
he is playing. He is playing really good right now.
I mean,
Also,
nobody signed him. He played well for the Bucks last year.
I don't know why.
I mean, did
he
we
comes
see
with he comes with a guaranteed roughing the passer penalty.
at least
Well.
one? Did you see what Gronk put on Twitter yesterday?
I'm bored. Yeah,
Apparently,
two teams already reached out.
out.
Yeah,
Going to Tampa Bay.
I about reached out myself.
You're so stupid. All right. All right. I mean,
Yeah, one
any-
more.
Is
Yeah, go ahead.
Spencer Henry not good enough for you, Oronde?
They don't use him. I hate Matt Patricia. Anyways, the how did Jamal Charles' career end?
I think he just like retired.
I was like, who? And then I remember who.
I think he just
Running back
got
Chiefs.
sort of old and retired. No, but Eric Berry. Man,
Barry would be a good pick.
Oh,
We
the
should-
cancer.
had to deal with cancer. That's just
Yeah.
That's all I got though.
Well, I mean, in the comments, let us know. Who do you think who's a good fit for you? Like, who do you want to pick to restart their career? Because there's so many out there. There are so many out there. But yeah, that's just our take. Lillian, Oronde, thank y'all for joining. I've been your host, Davion, and this has been the post game. Peace.